So hey, maybe I'll send this to you for Christmas so you can try it out. Make some of the best meat, whether it's steak, chicken, fish, vegetables, potatoes, even creme brulee. I've made some of the best homemade creme brulee that's actually better than creme brulee that you get in restaurants, and it's something like this. So it's just this thing here that heats the water up to a certain temperature and circulates it. So we're at 132.8. I've got it set for 134 because I like medium rare. And we've got our steak. Ideally, you like it vacuum packed like this, but if you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can use just a regular Ziploc bag. And what you do is you submerge it to drive out the air, and then just kind of put a clip on the side and let the bag hang off the side with the meat inside. Works just fine. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead, and I've got some butter, butter on both sides, and it's already seasoned. And then what I'll do is I'll sear it, because this doesn't sear it. You want to sear. So you can either pre-sear it and then put it in the bag and then dunk it, or you can sear it after. They're about the same. They're about sixes. I'm gonna sear this one after. So just go ahead and throw it in the water. You can put a bunch of stuff in here if you wanted, and this doesn't need to be this large. It's just what I had on hand. And this is the very first circulator we've got. This baby has cooked a lot of food, and you cook it about an hour per inch of thickness. That's hot. It's about an hour. It's about an inch and a half thick, this steak, and I'll just let it go for 2 hours. The nice thing is, you let it go. If you let it overshoot, it doesn't overcook. Now, over 6 to 8 hours, if you let it, go over, the quality of the meat starts to degrade. But it's kind of a set it and forget it kind of thing. If you do let it go too long, it's not going to ruin it. It's not going to overcook it, because it's only holding it at a certain temperature. So, yeah. So the next, I'll splice in the next part, which will be getting the steak out and searing it real quick, and then cut it open and show you. Okay, this has actually been in for quite some time. I let it run over by like an hour. I was busy doing stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. Ooh, it's kind of deep. I'm trying to get it with these tongs. Oh, damn, that's hot. I need some longer tongs. Here we go. We'll go ahead and cut this open. Just want to show you kind of what it looks like. I wish I had something to hold the phone while I'm trying to cut this. There's going to be a lot of juice in here. I'm going to have to empty a little bit of that juice out so make a big mess. But if you look at it, hang on, I'm going to pull it out. So it doesn't really have much of a sear on it. So what I'm going to do, hang on, let me wash my hands real quick. What I've found is you get just a cast iron skillet, and you can get these for like 10, 20 bucks at Walmart or wherever. And I used to use oil, but I've actually noticed it works just as well completely dry. So put that baby on high, and if it's got oil on it, what it'll do is it'll start to smoke a little bit as that oil burns off. And so you want it absolutely searing hot, and then just going to sear it for a couple minutes on each side. So let me cut to that. All right, so as you can see, I've had this baby running for probably a good 5 minutes on absolute highest you can get it, and she's smoking. I'm gonna turn this on, hope it doesn't drown us out. Okay, so we're gonna take our steak here. We're gonna sear this baby. Ooh, there we go. Now I'm going to sear each side for probably a couple of minutes. So I'm going to, including, I like searing the sides as well. I'll flip it over, flip it sideways and just hold it. So not only the top and the bottom, but each of the sides as well. So let me cut to that. Okay, so this smoky baby, I've got a good post sear on this. Look at all the sides. Oh yeah, look at that. Now, stick her there. Now we're gonna wait for, and I know you've seen this before, we're gonna wait for 10 minutes and let it rest. And we're gonna see, man, look at that. Ooh, doggies. Luckily our range actually, most of them in most homes don't vent anywhere. This actually does vent outside the house, thankfully, because that is real grease, and we do have to clean these grease catches every 6 months, and it does get dirty, and it does its job. But yeah, all it takes is a cast iron pan, and look at all this grease just from the natural fat from the steak itself. That's why you don't really need, a lot of people add oil onto it now, because that just creates a big mess, and you don't really need that. So, all right. So next step is we'll cut her open and see what she looks like. Okay, the steak has rested for at least 10 minutes, and I'm hoping, that it looks as good as it should. So I keep saying this. But to me, if a steak is cooked right, and by right, I mean like really, really well by someone who knows what the hell they're doing, it shouldn't need steak sauce. It should just be really good on its own. But, we always have our good old buddy A1 just in case, because, it can happen, and you need a little help. So let's take a look here. I do this one-handed. Oh my! Oh. Now Dad or whoever's watching, I'm making this for my dad, but I might publish this for other people. Kind of depends on what you like. For me, I'm looking for medium. Sorry, I'm only doing this one-handed. I'm looking for medium rare. And oh my God, that is perfect. Holy smokes. Look at that. Okay, I'm not going to cut any more into it because I want to preserve that for me personally. Oh my gosh, look at that. I cooked that at 134 for, well, it ended up being like freaking 3 hours. It was only supposed to be about an hour and a half or two, but I ran long. But look at that. Woo, doggies. That should not need any steak sauce. I mean, if you want steak sauce, fine, but like I said, if it's cooked properly, you really shouldn't need any steak sauce. Now, certain members of my family, they cook their steaks to like shoe leather, which is well done, and that's when you absolutely do need steak sauce so that you can choke it down because there's no juices left. Man, look at that. Ooh. Oh my. Anyway, that's a little sous vide cooking action. All right. Thanks for watching.